Based on 33,190 service calls logged by our service team last year, LG makes the most reliable counter-depth refrigerator you can buy. That's probably not what you expected to hear, and that's certainly not what I expected to say. I'm going to show you why and tell you why I still might not recommend it. First, here's how reliability is tracked. We track every service call against what we sold and then calculate service calls divided by units to get the service rate. Lower is better. With this ranking, we looked at over 2,000 counter-depth refrigerators. First-year service rate across this category averages around 12%. Most of ththose calls are ice makers, sensors, and control boards, not catastrophic failures. We'll get to those later in the video. Just so you know, refrigeration requires more service than any other appliance. As I said, LG is the most reliable counter-depth refrigerator in our 2026 data. That surprises almost everybody. You probably heard of LG's 2 class action lawsuits due to compressor failures. Here's what the data actually says. Over 5 years, LG's compressor failure rate is 1.1%. Bosch's 0.4%. However, other brands run as high as 2.5%. So LG's actually average for compressor problems. The linear compressor, initially it was designed with fewer friction points, fewer wear parts, with better efficiency and in theory, a more long-lasting compressor. The real problem is not the fridge, it's the service. LG's service network is overwhelmed. They sell a lot of refrigerators and the infrastructure behind them is still catching up. If your fridge needs a tech, the wait can be long. In rural markets and on the Cape in the summer, long could be months. That's not only an LG problem, the whole industry is short on refrigeration service techs. So although it's the most reliable, skip LG if you live somewhere a tech can't get to fast. GE's first-year service rate is 12.1%, but GE runs its own service network, and we service what we sell in the greater Boston area. But markets where independent service is scarce, their factory service matters as much as the service rate. So if you live on the Cape or Nantucket in August, or the weather book's solid all summer, their factory repair can save you a long wait on a broken fridge. Sometimes that's the whole decision. GE also has a few features that the others don't: express chill and express thaw bins. Drop a bottle of wine in the bin and chill it fast. Thaw a piece of chicken in that bin and sit up on your counter. Nobody else does that as well. However, the trade-off is its capacity. GE's refrigerators are 4 cubic foot less than LG's. So skip GE if you want a large counter depth, but be aware of service. Bosch is the highest first-year service rated 3, but only by about 0.6%. However, they have the best food preservation of any fridge in this price range. Here's why. Bosch uses 2 compressors and 2 evaporators, one for the freezer, one for the refrigerator. The systems are fully separate, nothing mixes. That's the same twin compressor approach Sub-Zero pioneered in the 1960s. Still the gold standard in refrigeration. Here's why it matters. In single compressor designs, drier freezer air slowly migrates into the refrigerator. The system works harder to rebalance. Twin compressors avoid the whole cycle. The reliability payoff shows up long term. Over 5 years, Bosch's compressor failure rate is 0.4%, the lowest we track. Each compressor does half the work, less strain, in theory longer life. One real trade-off: Bosch's counter-depth refrigerators average about 21 cubic feet. The category is closer to about 22.5. Like GE, skip Bosch if you shop for a bigger family once a week. You'll run out of room. How do you decide? Short-term, LG, long-term, Bosch. GE if service access is your biggest worry. One thing to know before you buy anything in this category: through the door ice and water is the single biggest reliability risk. Ice is made cold and somehow dispensed through a warm refrigerator. It's a great feature, my parents have it, but if you can live without it, your odds of a service call drop. Here's the real takeaway. The biggest risk in buying a refrigerator in 2026 isn't the brand, it's the service. The question is, who shows up when your refrigerator needs service? If you're local, you can see these 3 side by side. 1 hour with us is worth 20 hours of research online. And if you're not local, buy from someone who services what they sell. Nobody tells you that part of the decision matters until it's way too late. So thanks for watching.